Hawks officer Captain Benjamin Calitz has vehemently denied threatening or intimidating Moroadi Cholota, the former PA to ex-Free State Premier Ace Magashule. Calitz was the first witness to take the stand in the trial within a trial application by Cholota challenging the Bloemfontein High Court's jurisdiction to hold her criminally liable in the multi-million-rand asbestos case. She cited, among other things, alleged intimidation and threats by NPA and investigating officers Calitz, leading to her extradition on the grounds for the High Court not having jurisdiction. Juniour Khumalo joins us now outside the court. I saw earlier the ex-Free State Premier as well as his former PA in court. She's alleging that she was intimidated, something, of course, that's being denied by the NPA. Juniour.
Indeed, we did see the former Free State Premier Ace Magashule attending court today. As you know, when it comes to that asbestos case, there are about 17 accused in the matter. All of them were expected and were ordered by the judge presiding over this matter to be present in court, despite the main arguments today being around that application by Ms. Cholota on whether this court itself has the jurisdiction to hear the matter against her, the allegations basically stemming from that asbestos case. She did indicate one of the complaints that she has is that there were some form of intimidation as well as threats that were made to her by the investigating officers. We did hear one of the officers, the Hawks officer Benjamin Calitz, taking the stand today and basically denying this. He was asked by the state prosecutor whether this indeed happened, and he denied it. We did hear later on after the lunch break when basically the accused's legal representative taking the stand and basically asking Mr. Benjamin Calitz whether there was any form of intimidation. He still denied this. But also another matter, Vuyo, that was front and center when it comes to the second half of the proceedings today was this issue of Ms. Cholota initially being a witness and then only after she had, according to her, refused to implicate her former boss. This was then a decision that was taken by the investigating officers to then make her a suspect in the case. But joining me now to basically clarify all of these matters is the NPA national spokesperson, Mr. Maha. Thank you so much for joining us again. Just this issue around a witness. When is an individual said to be a witness? Do you as an individual volunteer to be a witness, or are you told that you are a witness? Because there was a lot of confusion around whether Ms. Cholota was informed that she is going to be a witness.
The important thing is that the decision to make one a state witness is informed by the material information that is in possession of the investigating officers when they approach her. And once the person then confirms the contents of that information or the nature thereof, the investigating officer consulting with the prosecutors will determine the relevance and reliability thereof. And it is then that conclusively one can make a determination if he will need that person as a witness or not. But I will not be making any conclusive statement in that effect, because that is a matter that the judge still has to make a finding on, because the issues are still at an early stage of ventilation or adjudication.
Okay. And another thing that Ms. Cholota has spoken about was this alleged intimidation by both the NPA as well as the investigating officer. Any such thing happened during the course of this investigation and leading up to her extradition?
I will not be in a position, and therefore I will restrain myself in commenting on what transpired during the proceedings, because that is a matter that will be determined later if credence is to be attached thereto by the trier of fact, which is the judge. I don't want to run a parallel process to that, but as we indicated earlier on, we still maintain that there has been no intimidation or ill treatment of the witness at any stage.
And the extradition was granted by the U.S. authorities for her to come back here, but the application is now happening here in South Africa. Just explain a bit around that. Why is the application here in South Africa? Earlier on, you had indicated that Ms. Cholota should have made that application in the U.S.
We contend that the late raising of the issue of the legality or otherwise of the extradition process is tantamount to, it's an afterthought that we believe is tantamount to appealing or asking the current court to review or appeal or sit as a court of appeal in an extradition judgment or order made by a foreign state. There was a magistrate court there. There's still a Supreme Court, and then there's the appeal court. We were hoping that if they are aggrieved with the judgment on extradition, they would appeal or exhaust appeal procedures through the hierarchy of the court in the United States, not to come here and ask this court to make a finding or interfere with the legality or otherwise of an extradition judgment of another country. We strongly believe and submit that this court doesn't have the power to do that.
Thank you so much. That is the national spokesperson of the NPA, basically saying that they believe that this appeal against the extradition should have happened in the courts in the U.S. When Ms. Cholota was extradited last year. But yet another thing that was raised today in court, Avuyo, as you know, there is already this trial within a trial after Ms. Cholota had asked the court to look into whether it does have the jurisdiction. Another accused in this matter, that is Mr. Tulani Zulu, who is accused number 11 in this case, is also raising the issue of jurisdiction, whether this current court has the jurisdiction or not to look into his matter. He was the Director General at the National Department of Human Settlements. So his lawyer today has also asked the court that after they have had this matter of Ms. Cholota, they should then also look into whether the court has jurisdiction to hear the matter against Mr. Tabani Zulu. So yet more delays are expected in this matter, Mr. Vuyamvoko.
Juniour Khumalo with that update live from Bloemfontein.